What's up, guys? Welcome to This Week in the NFL, Week 7. It is our Week 7 preview. We're almost halfway through the season, and you got a little up on me on the picks this week, or overall. But this week, we got 7 different ones. You have I have the Titans, you have the Chargers, I have the Patriots, Jets, I have Green Bay, you got Oakland, I have Atlanta, you have LA, I have Arizona, you have New York, Giants, I have Minnesota, you got Detroit, and lastly, I have Chicago, and you have New Orleans. So, bunch of games different.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them I'm feeling good about, some of them I'm feeling bad about. How about you?
Definitely feeling worse about the Jets game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty...
Wasn't expecting the Jets to be where they are now, and then wasn't expecting the Patriots to be as good as they are right now.
Yeah.
So I was expecting maybe they could squeak one by, but I really don't see it happening anymore.
Yeah. Beginning of the year, you're like, oh, Jets are at home. Maybe they surprise the Patriots. But then you watch 6 weeks of football, and you're like, no, that's not going to happen.
Everything else, though, I feel pretty good about, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very good about L.A., versus Atlanta. The chances,
Atlanta's just not.
Yeah, you'll see in the betting picks later. I don't have much faith in Atlanta this week. So, but I mean, other than that, there's some good games. I feel pretty good about the Green Bay Oakland game for me.
I think it depends on which Oakland team shows up.
Yeah, Oakland's look better, but
yeah,
and then Detroit. I don't even know what Detroit is. I have no clue.
I have
no clue what their team is.
I don't know.
Yeah, but one of the games that we actually don't have different, we both picked the Cowboys, my first game of the week, Eagles-Cowboys. So, obviously, both teams are kind of not struggling, but they're not as good as we thought they'd be. The NFC East is the only division without a team over 500.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the worst division in football right now, unfortunately.
Because right now, Washington, 2 games out of first place.
Yeah, that's bad.
So, somehow,
bad.
The 1-5 Redskins are 2 games out of first place. Both these teams, 3-3, they're at the top of the division right now. The Cowboys, if they lose this, drop 4 straight. So that'd be bad.
That would be pretty bad.
At the beginning of the year, I didn't think the Cowboys were as good as everyone thought they were, but I also didn't think they were this bad. I didn't think they were lose to the Jets bad.
Yeah.
So
that was pretty surprising.
The Eagles, I don't know what the Eagles are either. They couldn't stop Kirk Cousins. They couldn't stop anybody. If Dak is going to get back on track, it's going to be against this Eagles secondary, and that I probably still think the Eagles long-term will have a better record than the Cowboys, but I think for this week, I think the Cowboys get it done.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think that eventually the Cowboys have to win a game that they're kind of supposed to win,
Yeah, I agree.
But going into my first game of the week, I picked the Seahawks and the Ravens. The Seahawks are sitting at 5-1 right now on top of the NFC West. Ravens are sitting at 4-2, I believe. Is that correct? Yep.
Yeah.
In the NFC North, or in the AFC North. Over in Seattle, I think this is going to be a really good game. The Ravens just picked up Marcus Peters from the Rams. That's a good addition to their secondary. Russell Wilson's just been balling out, honestly. I think he's going to do a really good job against this defense. We'll see how Lamar Jackson does.
Yeah, Seattle really doesn't. They're very good at home. The Ravens' defense isn't what we usually expect them to be.
Yeah.
If the Ravens win this game, it'll be because of their offense, most likely. And that's kind of the way. That's kind of the way the Ravens have been this year. But yeah, we both have Seattle, obviously, but the Ravens.
I just think their offense has gotten a little stagnant post the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like they might have to incorporate running Lamar a little bit more.
It's pretty tough when you're not playing the Dolphins every week.
That's also true. Yeah.
So. That'll be a good game, but I definitely think the Seahawks get it done.
I do too.
Yeah, and then my other game of the week, I have Colts versus Texans. Kind of funny, I was looking at these teams' schedules, and both of their most recent wins were big wins at Arrowhead. Because obviously the Colts had a bye week last week. So both these teams are coming off wins against the Chiefs. So I'm sure they're both kind of riding high after that. They're like, because I'm sure neither of them really expected to go in there and beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But both these teams, Texans 4-2, or no, Colts. No, yeah, Texans 4-2, Colts 3-2. So the winner will be leading the South outright, and kind of the same as my first game of the week. I think the Texans will win the division, but at home, coming off the bye week, I like the Colts.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Deshaun Watson's really been balling out too, though.
He has been balling.
So I'm still kind of gonna ride him into this one, and I think the defensive line will get enough pressure on Jacoby.
Yeah.
It's a tough offensive line they're going against, though.
That is tough.
Definitely one of the league's best. But Heading into my second game, I have the Giants and the Cardinals. I originally picked the Bears and the Saints, but after realizing I had 2 rookie quarterbacks playing against each other this year, kind of had to.
Picks.
Yeah, one first QB and second QB taken. And the Giants are getting Saquon and Evan Ingram back, which I'm extremely excited about, finally. I was pretty much just picking this because I was excited for the rookie matchup, honestly. I'm pretty curious to see how these two teams or how these two guys are going to play against each other, and we'll get a good idea of who's looking better at the moment.
Yeah, and while the Cardinals are, like, pretty far back in their division just because they're in the best division in the NFL, like, for the Giants, this game, if they win this game, they legitimately can still win the AFC East.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, NFC East.
If the Redskins are still in it, we're definitely still in it.
Yeah, because think about it. The loser of this game will have, assuming the Giants win, will have the same record as the Giants, and then the winner will still obviously be a little bit above. But, I mean, it's not over yet. You know what I mean? The Giants still have a chance, so big game for them, big game for Daniel Jones. I mean, you know, the quarterbacks from the same class are always, like, under a microscope when they play each other. So this Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, we'll be seeing it for years to come, and we just happened to get it as the rookies, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because actually, last week we had Mahomes and Watson, their first matchup. Yeah. They would have played their rookie years, but Mahomes obviously sat.
Yeah.
So, but we don't get that same thing with Kyler and them.
Yep.
But for my college game of the week, I actually chose 2 this week because the Pac-12's a mess. So we got number 12 Oregon versus number 25 Washington, and we have number 17 Arizona State versus number 13 Utah. I mentioned it a week or 2 weeks ago. The Pac-12 always beats themselves up. At the end of the year, every team has 2 or 3 losses, and none of them have a good resume for the playoff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, unless a win out, like Oregon winning out and beating a also 1-loss Utah in, like, the Pac-12 actually, I don't even know if they can play in the Pac-12 I don't know the Pac-12 divisions like that. But, like, that is, like, the only scenario I can see it. So these are obviously both very big games because the winners, I mean, if Oregon and Utah lose, you can just kind of, maybe Arizona State, but you can just write off the Pac-12 for a playoff team, like, already.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
There's no way Arizona State's climbing high enough for that.
Yeah, because all these, 3 of them already have 1 loss, and Washington has 2 losses already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, 2 of the teams are going to have either a second or a third loss. So, it's the Pac-12's a mess. These are big games for deciding who's going to win it, even if I don't think they'll have a playoff, like, representative. And then there's too many players to mention to watch in these games because it's 4 games. But obviously you got the quarterbacks, Jacob Eason, Justin Herbert. The kid, he's a true freshman. Can't remember his name. The Arizona State quarterback. It's Jalen Daniels maybe. But he's actually pretty good. Yeah, I like him. And then obviously for Utah, you got Zach Moss as a running back. He's probably their most known star. So definitely some good matchups though to watch out for.
For my game of the week, I decided to go with number 7 Penn State versus number 16 Michigan. Huge matchup in the Big Ten. Michigan really needs this win this weekend for keeping their playoff hopes alive and their Big Ten championship hopes alive. Penn State obviously has looked pretty well. They've just gotten better as the season's gone on.
Yeah, they almost lost to Pittsburgh
early. Yeah, they looked shaky at the beginning of the year, and since then their defense has kicked it up. I'm pretty sure they're still top 10 defense in the country. Sean Clifford's been balling on offense. Yader Gross-Matos, he's getting in the backfield on defense for them. I don't really know how I'm feeling about Michigan. They lost a couple weeks ago, and they just got killed by Wisconsin. And they come back and they play Rutgers.
Yeah,
some
Rutgers
small teams, and they blow them out to get their confidence back up. And it's like,
and they beat Iowa.
Yeah, that was a good win. I mean, Iowa's still,
we'll see about Iowa.
Yeah, Michigan should be able to beat Iowa.
Yeah,
but they're going into Happy Valley.
Yeah,
it's a really tough environment to play in.
We get our yearly Penn State night game whiteout.
Yep.
Always just sweet visuals. Always.
Thank God it's not Ohio State because it makes me so nervous every year.
Yeah, the team that the Penn State whiteout is against.
It's not fun.
They're always ready to play.
Oh yeah.
They're always ready to play.
So I'll be really excited for that one.
Yeah, no, that'll be a great game Penn State. Penn State, if they get that win, they're up in that. They're already up in, what are they, 7 right now? 6?
Yeah.
They're
7.
And Wisconsin and Ohio State have to play each other in 2 weeks, so they'll be above that, or the loser of that if they stay undefeated. So Penn State's in a pretty good spot right now. They really can't lose this game.
Yeah, this stretch right here for all those Big Ten contenders is just going to be a slugfest these next couple weeks.
It's going to be brutal. But for our total 100% total locks of the week, which might haven't been very 100% total, 5-7, but we're getting back on track this week. I'm feeling it. We got Rams -3 versus Atlanta and 49ers -9.5 versus Washington. 2 NFC West teams. We said earlier it's the best division in football. Rams-Falcons. Falcons defense sucks. Jared Goff has been struggling. If Sean McVay does not come in with a game plan to shred this defense, I don't know what football is. I think they gave up 35 points to Kyler Murray last week, which obviously, Kyler's good and all, but he's still a rookie and you give up 35 points to him. And it was his best game of his career so far. So
their defensive line is creating no types of pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, Jared Goff needs a good game. Yes. Like, he needs it more than anything. They're 3-3. Obviously, they can still I could lose this bet and they could still win, but if they don't win this game, the Rams are in trouble. I mean, that would drop them to 3-4. And also, they traded for Jalen Ramsey. If they lose to Atlanta right after trading for Jalen Ramsey, they're gonna look like they're gonna look pretty dumb. Yeah. So I definitely think the Rams get it done, and then the Niners. I just don't see how Washington will get any yards. I mean,
the 49ers actually look pretty good.
The 49ers front seven is amazing. The Redskins line and quarterback are not amazing. They are one of the worst in the league. It's one of the best units, or one of the worst. I think the 49ers, they run the ball all over them. The Redskins D-line is good. They got some good players, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. But I think they run all over them, and they win probably like 24-3. You know what I mean? 31-7. Like, I think the 49ers, I don't know if they're like for real, but I think they will definitely beat Washington.
Yeah, I agree. My first lock is Giants -3 against the Cardinals at home. I like this personally because getting Evan Ingram and Saquon back for Daniel Jones is going to be huge for his confidence and just for game planning in general. You're going to have to obviously game plan for the best running back in football right now. So it's going to take a lot of pressure off Daniel Jones, where it's been like you can just solely focus on him. It's just Saquon just opens up the field so much. I just don't think their defense is going to be able to stop him.
Like Thursday night, that focus is on Daniel Jones.
Oh, Bill Belichick is going to
There isn't a playmaker that they're scared of. So why? So they're just going to rattle the rookie because they don't have to worry about anyone else. But now, as you said, you got Saquon, you got Evan Ingram. You can't just
2 safety blankets right there.
Yeah. You can't just like sit back and wait for Daniel Jones to make a mistake because Saquon's going to make a play before. You know what I mean? Like that's. So, yeah, I do like that pick, too.
Yep. And then going into my second pick, I have the Texans +1 at the Colts. I really like the Texans in this, I think. I mean, obviously they both came off of good wins in Arrowhead, like we were talking about earlier. I just really like the way the Texans have looked the last couple weeks. After looking kind of shaky at first,
Yeah.
They've really turned it around, beat the crap out of the Falcons, and then came back, had a good showing against the Chiefs. I just think they'll keep it going in Indianapolis this week.
Yeah, and the Texans were kind of a team that after the first 3 weeks of the season, I was like, dang, was I wrong about the Texans? Like, I was like, dang, I really thought they were going to be good this year. And it looks like, as I said, whether they win this game or lose this game, I think the Texans are going to be a good team.
Oh, yeah.
But a +1 spread is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not bad.
I'm literally just taking them to win or, lose by 1 point. So
yeah, so feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, not bad. And then little bonus pick. Rams Falcons over. I'm taking that all day. What was the 35-34 was the score of the Cardinals Falcons game last week. Rams Falcons are going to do the same thing. So they set it pretty high at 55 to probably deter people from taking it. But I mean, 30 points each, I could see it easily.
I can definitely see it.
I could see it easily.
Especially if that Rams defense doesn't show up again.
I could see the Rams just dropping 50 on them.
Oh,
I mean, it's already happened. The Texans already dropped 50 on them, so it's not.
I mean, the Bucs dropped 50 on them, so we can see 100-point spread.
Yeah, dang. Yeah, I don't know if you usually have that many 50-point games.
That'd be insane.
But all right, guys, I think that is it. That is our Week 7 preview. Excited for this week. Steelers have a bye, but that stinks. But honestly, it saves. I don't have to worry about it this week.
Yeah,
I can just watch football.
Yeah, just enjoy it, stress free.
Yeah, not bad. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and we will see you next week.
See you.